Welcome to Finding Monster Right. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
This is the show where we find monsters. And we find that they're quite, in fact, good boys, all of them. I'm Adam.
Ah, rats. I did the thing again where I'm Allie. I'm Allie, and I did the thing again where I counted on Adam to give a pre-written response that I did not tell him about.
Yes, I could not pull whatever you were referencing. Apologies. Well, I hope you like petting dogs, which I know you do, because there's 3 heads to pet this episode.
I know. Yes, this is an episode about a 3-dog Limelight. Can Cerberus win Best in Show? Yeah,
we talk Cerberus, the Greek dog, the Hound of Hades, as he's referred to.
Hades Hound.
Yeah, Hades, I guess, is his owner, not necessarily his father. We know who his father is in mythos.
You ever see that musical, Hades Hound?
That's the one that performed entirely by dogs, right?
Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
We're talking about we were going through our episode naming conventions and find a topic of the episode, and we decided what a better pairing than talking about dog shows, but Cerberus. And I don't know too many things about dog shows. The main thing I know is that there's one in Boo-kenuba, and there's a catchy jingle on Animal Planet that has stayed in my head for many years.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every dog in the yard, so let's look alive for the dog show with all the drama. The competition's at the best, so Animal Planet's gonna want ya. A little beauty collie in my life, a little Shetland sheepdog by my side, a little lost ox, so here I am. A little best of show makes me your man.
The road to the National Championship continues at the next Boo-kenuba Tournament of Champions, Saturday at 8 on Animal Planet.
Well, I mean, you did all of your research for this episode, surely, right?
Yes. I know all about the 7 major dogs.
Good. I was afraid that a dog ate your homework.
Not the case. No, and I learned that dog shows are a real... my brain said dog and pony show.
That's a different thing.
Dogs are bred. Did you know this?
What? You mean they don't just come up out of the ground fully formed and ready for hugs?
No, there's a long history of people saying that dogs are... I'm sorry, I'm off to a weird start today. There's a long history of people saying that wolves aren't good enough.
Boy, you sure are.
Wolves aren't good enough, so mankind began their greatest invention of all, the dog. And then over countless generations, they created dogs out of wolves. And boy, oh boy, did they make a bunch of different kinds of dogs, and they all look weird.
This is definitely true. Were some of those dogs in ancient Greece?
Correct. And one of them is very tied to the story of Heracles.
Yes. The last of the 12 labors of Heracles, romanized as Hercules.
The hardest one.
Yes. Romanized, Disneyfied, and yassified as Hercules was.
Yeah, the yassified is when they call him Huncules in the movie.
Was stealing Cerberus from the underworld.
A task given to him by King Eurystheus. Said to be impossible. That's why he gave it to him.
Yeah, which he had to reach the underworld by hitching a ride on the fiery chariot of Helios as the sun set and descended into the underworld. They make it really hard, but that's just what rescuing a dog is like. It's a big responsibility.
Yeah, and I don't think in the story Hades is necessarily a bad owner or anything like this. Is more like I would equate it to like a college prank, like stealing the enemy team's mascots.
Yeah, no. Hades is generally not like a bad guy. He's really the most reasonable of all of the Greek gods.
Hey, he was just kind of dealt a bad hand in his inheritance.
Yeah, because he's the god of, treasure and the underworld and, like, the keeper of the dead or whatever. So, therefore, he's like the devil guy, right?
Yeah, he's always kind of given that motif. And he's often cast as the villain in all these Hercules movies since the dawn of cinema.
The only reasonable one that's come through is Hades, the video game, where they've kind of shot the moon and, like, made him more just like a beleaguered, abusive bureaucrat than anything else.
Yeah, he while he is a mean bad dad, he gets work done. I think is the kind of the pitch. He runs a realm,
yeah,
and that realm is guarded by Cerberus. So Cerberus is a dog with a job.
Yes, he is.
He guards the gates of Hades from interlopers, or I should say, people leaving specifically.
Yes, he keeps hell in. Now, my favorite thing about Cerberus, or Cerberus, as he may alternatively be Romanized, it's an uncertain etymology to that name, but it probably means spotted.
Yes, you've pointed this out to me before, so his name is Spot, technically.
His name is Spot. It's so great. Do you know the first recorded name for an animal is a mummified cat from ancient Egypt, whose name is Nedjem, which just means sweetie. Like, animal names haven't changed in thousands of years.
No, it has not. So yeah, it's generally speaking, and a couple aspects of Cerberus that I don't think most people know about are his I would say serpentine lineage.
Yeah, that's really underemphasized in most of his depictions.
So in most depictions, he's shown as a 3-headed dog, but that's not always true at every source. Mm-hmm. In some, he has as many as 100 heads.
Yikes, that's too many heads. Oh no.
And he's often...
I don't have that much kibble.
Well, don't worry, they're not all dog heads in some tellings. Sometimes there's...
That's not reassuring.
It's like 3 dogs and 97 snakes. just dripping with snakes.
Sounds made up. All right, well, I have 3 milk bones and a bunch of frozen mice.
If a bunch is equal to 97, I think you're good.
It's a bushel.
Then, other versions have him having 50 heads, 3 dogs, and 47 of other assorted beasts.
Also bad. Also extremely bad. We just got done the Animorphs episode, and that sounds like something Visser 3 would morph.
Just a creature with far too many parts.
Exactly. That's like the first thing he ever does, yeah.
Yeah, so the snake stuff, including his tail, and in a lot of iterations, are because of his parentage.
Yeah, let's talk about Cerberus's mommy and daddy.
Typhon and Echidna.
Typhon RC. And Echidna the hedgehog. Nope, wrong.
Yeah, Echidna the Echidna, thank you very much.
Yes.
Typhon, the father of monsters, was a giant serpentine big bad boy. And Echidna was half woman, half snake.
Which, fun fact, the reason why the animal, Knuckles the Echidna, and the real-life animal, the Echidna, are called that is after this mythological character, because they have skeletal features that look kind of reptilian and kind of mammalian. So half mammal, half reptile, Echidna.
Oh, I see that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I noticed that some snakes. There's a snake genus named after Cerberus.
There is, yeah.
Because of that connection that he comes from snakes. Mm-hmm. And these two have, I think, Echidna is known as the mother of monsters, which I would love to do this couple in a future episode.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I think they're ripe for this kind of our program.
There's an absolute Arrested Development thing going on here.
Mm-hmm.
Typhon is the dad, and he's imprisoned in Tartarus, so he's George Sr. Echidna's the mom, so she's Lucille. The Chimera is Lindsay, because that's the girl one. Orthus is Buster, because Orthus is the most pathetic, and Buster's already a dog name. Is it Orthus? Is that the... Orthrus, rather.
Orthrus, and the Hydra's in there too, right?
Yeah, the Hydra is Job, because I guess snakes are kind of illusion-y, but most importantly, I think Cerberus is Michael Bluth, because he stops all hell from breaking out. Boom.
Nice.
I'm currently watching Arrested Development with Mitch Hurwitz. He came to Drexel and gave a talk, and we watched the first half of the pilot episode, and then, like, a year or two later, when I was like, hey, that was pretty good, I should watch the rest of it, I was like, wait, I'm going to start on Netflix halfway through the pilot episode, and that way I will be watching Arrested Development with Mitch Hurwitz. It's just that he hasn't shown up for the past couple episodes. I finished season 3 and got bored, so I am still watching Arrested Development with Mitch Hurwitz.
And you might be for all time.
And I might be for all time.
So, yes, to as you just pointed out, yes, Cerberus has siblings who are a lot more snake-like, but all I think the main theme is that they all have multiple heads, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, Orthrus is the two-headed dog.
Mm-hmm.
And Hydra, everyone knows the Hydra, 9 heads or more.
Yes. Yeah, and then Chimera has 3 heads. A lion, a goat, and a snake, or a dragon. But I like snake better. It just seems easier.
But before we get into the dog show stuff, because I was very happy we were talking about his kind of breeding and history here, because that is part of the program.
Yes, the pedigree.
Yeah, so we've learned a bit about his family. But let's talk about the big events in his life. The 12th. What was it, the 12th task?
Yeah, that's probably the biggest one.
I guess he also has a cameo in the story of, the guy with the harp, the music man.
Orpheus.
Yeah, he has a cameo in the story of Orpheus, where Orpheus plays beautiful harp music to lure him to sleep, to sneak in and out of the underworld.
Yeah, like in my famous dog musical, Hades Hound.
Orpheus is like is like kind of the narrator / the music man of the music man. I know nothing about stage terminology. Exit stage over there, right?
Yes, the music man and the best boy and the no one's real.
There are roles in a musical like it's like the narrator, but he also plays music at the same time.
Yeah,
like the guy in Frosty the Snowman.
Leon Redbone.
Yeah. He's like, well, who's this old guy? Oh, he's singing this song, and this all makes sense now.
Orpheus is... You know that Hades Town is a retelling of the Orpheus and Eurydice myth, right?
Yeah, so you I know most about Hades Town through you.
And I know most about Hades the video game through you, Zacharias.
Yeah, there we go. That's our handshake here, where we've crossed to the... Oh, that's good. All we need is a third head, so... I guess I'll just be Cerberus then. All right. To complete the episode.
I can't believe Hades made me take a dog to a dog show. Seems degrading. But I'll be damned if I'll lose.
Yeah, so the Hercules, he shows up on his fiery chariot, and he starts talking to Hades. Mm-hmm. And their conversation goes a little different in a couple different versions. But ultimately he says, like, hey, can I borrow your dog? And Hades, in my, I think, favorite version, he says, oh yeah, sure, you just can't use shields or iron. Good luck, asshole. And he's like, well, 11 labors ago, I got this cool lion pelt that's indestructible, so I'll just kind of wrap that around him and pull him with me.
I'm glad that, Hades is the kind of guy you can just kind of like bargain with rather than having to steal from wholeheartedly. It really shows off how he's a little more reasonable than the pop culture Zacharias. It really shows how he's a little more reasonable than pop culture would have you believe. Sorry, I possessed Allie. It's now just Megara.
Well, that's the Megara. That's the situation. If the other gods got angry, or like if someone even just like showed up at Mount Olympus, like, hey, can I borrow the this silverware? They'd just be like, what? How did you get here? I'm sending you down to the bad place as a frog.
They would do that. And then the souls of the wicked would know the sting of my whip. Sorry, Meg's not good for a comedy podcast. She's kind of one note.
She really needs someone to play off of.
She really does, and it's not you. Sorry, bud.
No. He basically wrangles Cerberus and shows up to. He shows up to the king and is just like, "Here you go, task done."
Yeah, and then I think then Eurystheus gets eaten. No, that's right. He hides in a giant pot. He gets so freaked out by this dog. He's seen a Fox News story about pit bulls and how they're the woke lib evil dog, and so he hides in a giant chamber pot.
And not the first time he does that in these tests, by the way.
What a fucking pussy.
That's kind of his go-to move. So that's the tale of Cerberus. And I want to say that he's often like dealt with in these stories.
Yeah,
he's not a what we call a high status character in them. So I want to see if he can. Let's see if he can achieve the highest status of all and be best in show.
Yeah, let's go for it. Let's go to the land of Boo-kenuba, the island of Boo-kenuba, where only the best dogs may go. What is Boo-kenuba? Is it a dog food brand? I'm pretty sure that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, I truly thought it was like a place in like Canada, or because it sounds like a province.
Aruba, Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you, Boo-kenuba, Bahama, come on, pretty mama.
Yeah, but no, Boo-kenuba is just the dog food brand. That's it. The main aspect of this is that we first have to categorize, like where Cerberus falls on a couple of these factors. So, we've been locked on the pronoun he, him.
Yes.
I think that's generally agreed upon for Cerberus, yes?
Yeah, he's all 3 or 4 or 100 of his heads are a boy dog.
Yes, one boy dog. So that solves that. That means that he'll be in the standard categories, not the bitch categories. Which
that's rude.
He's
like
I know.
Wait,
like I'm watching like all these official like dog show videos, and they're just like there are 2 for this ribbon. The standard bitch. You like
there's standard and bitch. Like that's the most. That is. Like, that's the most patriarchal thing I've ever heard, and I've never wanted to be in the bitch category harder.
Yes, like, very much so, I would say that I understand the roots of this because it comes to breeding, and, like, and part of the awards are they, like, at the end of the day, they say, like, this is, like, the best pair. Like, this is the best dog and best opposite gender dog.
Okay, so for dog fucking, I guess?
Like a
welcome to the Boo-kenuba Dog Fucking Championship.
No. They do not necessarily pair up afterwards, but they do, like, go through, like, basically, all those aspects is what they judge by. It's very funny.
I mean...
The 2 category are there is dog and then there is bitch.
I mean, in horse racing, they have the girl horses compete against the male horses because they're not slower. Like, they are the same. Mm-hmm. So,
right.
Like, I always kind of thought, I guess, that, like, animal-based competitions were a little more gender equal. But I guess not.
Not this one. And this is, like, pretty much as... It's not great for when it comes to, well, I would say, equality for dogs either.
Okay, but cat basketball still has no gender-segregated leagues, right? Catsketball is okay?
No. Yeah, catsketball is still all may enter.
None will leave. All will enter, one will leave. Only the best basketball cat can earn.
So, not only is dog breeding as you assume, a pedigree like a a noble status thing, but it's also racist.
Oh, great.
There's 7 types of dogs.
Good, perfect, cuddly, snuggly, wonderful, amazing, great, and bitch.
So let's. I'll go through the 7 major dog groups, and I think it's our job to find out which one that Cerberus falls into.
Okay.
So there's the terrier group.
No. Well, okay.
Yes.
Terrier comes from the Latin terra. They're burrowing dogs that chase after burrowing animals like, badgers and mice and stuff and rats. He does live in a...
Bred to kill vermin.
He does live in a cave.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where the... Well, hang on, wait. A pit bull's a terrier, right? Or there is a pit bull terrier.
There's some bull terriers out there.
Yeah, a pit bull is a kind of terrier.
All right.
Okay, so terriers are not all small dogs.
Nope.
So, okay, but even so, I don't think that hunting... Cerberus isn't really a hunting dog, is he?
No, I don't think so. His main role is guarding, and I think we'll find one that better matches that.
All right, well, let's run him down.
Well, by size, I'm certain he doesn't fall into the toy group.
Okay, no, that's where we're gonna have to say no.
Mm-hmm. Non-sporting group and sporting group. So sporting were bred to assist hunters in retrieving game. They're your Cocker Spaniels, your Labs, your Pointer dogs. And I don't know if those tasks are often in Cerberus's wheelhouse.
No, none of those are. Cerberus doesn't really hunt things down. He guards. So let's move on.
And I think non-sporting group is our safety. It's a catch-all for dogs that don't fit into any other groups. So that's actually where the bulldogs and the are located, because they're like, yes, well, technically terrier parts are here, other parts are here too. Also your Chow Chows and your Shibas. You have the hound group.
Oh, okay. Well, he is the Hound of Hades.
Correct. Originally bred for hunting, dogs of the hound group have a powerful sense of smell that makes them ideal for law enforcement applications.
I mean, the law of the damned is the only law I need to follow.
Yes, these are your bloodhounds, your whippets.
Whip it good.
Yes, that was... I want to say that was a setup. That was totally accidental. Good job.
Thank you. Meg's got jokes.
There's the herding group, which pretty, it's in the name. They retain and corral other animals. Other's the key word. Other animals is the key word. It's not. They're not corralling just people.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, it's the working group.
Oh well, I mean that's it. Yeah.
Working group dogs were initially bred to perform practical duties, including acting as watchdogs, pulling carts, and sleds.
Yeah.
Intelligent. Yeah. So, which category do you think best matches?
I think he's a working dog. I think he has a job. He's a guard dog.
Yeah, guard dogs. So that's why. And these are also where the biggest of dogs are found. The St. Bernards, your Great Danes, and your Cerberuses, I guess.
The biggest of woofers. Now, I have a problem with pedigree.
Okay.
Neither his mom nor his dad is a dog.
That is very important to consider here, because I want to say that in the videos I saw, the judges are very particular about the dog parts. They will inspect a dog like it's a 76 Chevy.
Oh, okay. They get under the dog hood.
Yeah, they get under the hood. They have a guy like wheel underneath.
Well, there's your dog problem.
Yeah.
That's actually what a vet says before he recommends neutering the animal. Like, he wheels out from underneath on a thing. Like, well, there's your problem. Takes a flashlight. You see these two things here? This is going to cause that. So what are the dog show, events? I guess, first they got to pass inspection. Dog inspection.
The inspection, the making sure that we definitely have a dog here in front of us.
That might be hard, because often he is also part snake. Now, I think the version of Cerberus I like the most is 3 heads, snake tail. Like, the tail is a snake head, so 4 total heads, and that's the vibe.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So he's got, when they get to the tail, they're like, oh, this is very snake-like. The important thing here is that there's 3 different types of dog shows based off of who's invited to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they do breed-only shows. Sometimes they do only one of these major groups. And sometimes it's like free-for-all, where it's like all the different groups and they're judged on different metrics and stuff like that. So I will say that I think Cerberus is a unique breed.
Yeah, I'll go for that. Yeah, considering he's the wonderful thing about Cerberus is that he's the only one. So yeah.
His only possible competition, as we mentioned, is two other creatures, Orthus and the Hydra.
Is the Hydra a? I like how we're ruling out the Chimera, which is a lion, which is kind of like a big dog, but we're not ruling out the giant snake because at least that giant snake has some hemipenes. Do you think the Hydra has 9 dicks? Hang on,
yeah.
Adding that to the document, adding that to the episode idea document.
Is that it? That's just the question that's going to be the name of our episode.
Does the Hydra have 9 dicks?
Yeah. So I guess the table I'm referring to is the one that has most sources confirmed, but that's not true. The Chimera, the Sphinx, the Namiran Lion are all, I would say, technically on this list. On some people's list, at least.
Yeah. Oh, yes. There are more than just those, but those are the ones that are... Those are like some big ones that are listed on Wikipedia.
So, the ones that I think would definitely qualify for the dog show is Orthus and the Chimera, right?
I mean, there's the phrase, quiet as a cat at a dog show.
Oh, are you thinking the Sphinx as well?
Well, no, the Chimera is a lion.
Oh, is it?
Mostly a lion, but also kind of a goat and a snake.
I see. So in that case, might be as down as down to Orthus and Cerberus.
Well, what other kinds of dogs are there in mythology? There's Fenris, the wolf.
Oh, I did not realize that we sent the invitation to all the mythologies. So yeah, Fenris would show up certainly.
This is a global one. I think we're going to keep it to mythology. Do you know any other like big dogs?
I truly do not. The reason why I brought up Orthus is because they are of the same breed.
Yes. Oh, okay.
They have the same parents, therefore they're technically. Orthus would be the only other competition in the best of breed category.
Oh, you know what else? Who let the dogs out? It's we did. I think we're bringing back. I think we need to bring back Clifford, the Beast of Gévaudan.
Oh yeah, I forgot that we just. I remember that we just did like a dog episode like last week.
Yeah, but I didn't hit you with the dog ate your homework joke last week, so this is a.
Yeah, so we had a. But yeah, okay. So making the list here.
Oh, Kitsune.
Kitsune. Yes, I guess foxes would count.
That's a kind of dog. Chupacabra. Some of the chupacabras are just coyotes with mange. That's not going to score well in a dog show. Just openly mangy animals.
Let's
werewolves.
Werewolves, yeah.
And I think that's our dogs. That's our Finding Monster Right dog show. That's our Boo-kenuba dog show.
I am very proud to say that we are the first people on this planet to utter the phrase Boo-kenuba.
Just say that. Okay, we got to be careful. If we say that one more time, like some like Mesopotamian demon is just gonna pop up. Like, oh, who the fuck summoned me?
Yeah, no, we're sitting on a real Beetlejuice situation.
Yeah, okay, so we can't unfortunately say a portmanteau of Boo and Boo-kenuba one more time.
No, we cannot. Let's talk real quick about these other dogs to make sure that they're not in the same major dog group.
All right.
As Orthus and Cerberus. So, going through the list, Clifford.
Clifford
he's in the hound group, right? He's a lab type, right?
He is a Vizsla. He is a giant Vizsla, which is a real dog breed.
Is that some kind of car that James Bond drives?
No, this is the kind of breed that we learned that Clifford is supposed to be. It is in the sporting group.
Okay, got it. So Clifford does sports.
Clifford does sports. He chases after Zorb balls.
The Hound of Gévaudan, I think, might also go into the sporting category.
Well, he's.
I guess it depends on your read of the story.
Now, remember that that it could possibly have been part Boucheron, which is a herding dog breed.
Okay, so I think it's safely either in the herding or dog or non-sporting group.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay.
Okay.
Then you mentioned werewolves, right?
Werewolves, that's a kind of dog. Those are part wolf and part man.
Non-sporting group.
All right. Sounds fair. Well, hold on, let me pull up the list of dog breed categories really quick so I can see this. Here we go. Working, herding, toy, hounds, sporting, non-sporting, and terrier. Okay. Yeah, no. Werewolf is non-sporting. You're right, yeah.
The kitsune?
Kitsune. I mean, it's good with tricks. Illusions, Michael. A trick is something... it's a bad Arrested Development joke. Toy. It's small, because it's a fox, yeah?
Yeah, and I think if you're talking about illusions and tricks and stuff like that, you want that breed that kind of gets in the. I think the poodles and stuff are the ones that the kitsune would most hang with.
Yeah, well, like poodles are like the easy marks of like the. Poodles are like the Buffy the Vampire Slayer of the dog world, where they are like very pretty and cute, but also like they're really intelligent and they will cut you.
Right. So I think that last one, I guess, is the chupacabra.
Chupacabra is... Chupacabra can compete, but it has to wear a COVID mask. And it has to stay 6 feet away from all the other dogs, because they don't know what kind of disease it's got, but they don't want it spreading.
Yeah, I don't think it would pass inspection. I don't think I'm going to have to worry. I think as soon as it takes a bite out of like every judge, like they're like, this will fail the inspection.
Disqualified. Besides that terrier,
right,
I suppose. I don't know.
And I just checked. Orthrus was in Greek mythology is the dog that was the two-headed dog that guarded the cattle and was killed by Hercules.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was also a guard dog, or I guess no, it was just guarding the cattle. It was not gathering them. So yes, these two are in the same category of working group, and Cerberus has one more head than Orthrus. So, are there any categories, do you think, that having an extra head would help with?
Not the swimsuit competition. Well, in a dog show, the swimsuit competition is how much can you pull down a child's bathing suit, I suppose, like on the Coppertone logo. What a strange logo that is now that I'm saying it out loud. Wait, time out. What? Why?
Yeah, no, that's...
Please change it.
I'll be... Okay. Here we go. I'm trying to find out what the events of a dog show are. And everyone's just so secretive about them on every website.
Like, okay, let's just make them up.
Okay, I know one for sure, and that we can make up the rest, is like the obstacle course, right?
Yes, there's definitely an obstacle course. There's an agility course.
It's the one that Shrek runs around. Sure,
yeah. Like there's that one video of the dog like just going up to like the little bar that it's supposed to jump over and just like grabbing it with its mouth and like fetching it and bringing it back to its owner. Being like, wrong competition, kid.
Yep. So it's jumping over little barriers, running through tubes, kind of going up steps and leaping off and going down ramps, like seesaws and stuff like that. Are all these things... Do you think Cerberus would be good at any of these?
Yes, he would be perfect at all of them, because he is our special boy. Sorry, I feel like I'm not objective here.
Well, I will say that I think that he is very large, so... But if this is about a size category, I don't think they have Great Danes go through tunnels. So I think we're good for that. I think it's all stuff that a Great Dane is sized to do.
Well, not unless they have very big tunnels.
Yeah, I guess so. Unless the tunnel's large enough. I have a list here of things that judges judge in like a dog.
There's that bit where they grab the balls. They check the balls for heat. They check how hot the balls are. I know that. That's the one thing about dog shows you gotta know.
Yeah, so we have, I'm just going to list them all in one go here. Overall proportion and size.
Yes, Cerberus is winning that.
Behind that it says balance. So they might see the snake tails a little unbalanced.
But can any other dog possibly have such good balance as having a counterweight on either side of its head in the form of another equally good head?
That is a very good point, that Cerberus is incredibly horizontally balanced.
Yes. Yeah, I would say so. And he's got to have like good proportions, because he's clearly a healthy animal. He's been alive for, thousands of years, or at least hundreds between ancient Greek stories.
And he, all the dog heads are the same. None are like malnourished or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
All right, next we have weight.
Yes, he's a hefty boy.
Size.
Chonky boy.
Also the biggest.
Oh, are weight and size different?
Yes, these are separate categories.
Okay.
I do want to say that not every version of Cerberus has him being enormous. It's the general consensus ones, but there's ones where he's just above average in size. But I think one way or another, he knocks out all these categories by having an extra head.
Yeah, I'm looking at a pot on the Wikipedia page for Cerberus. The picture is an ancient Greek sort of earthenware pot thing, an amphora possibly, and it's Hades holding up Cerberus to show him to the king. And I want to say that Cerberus looks maybe a little bigger than like a Great Dane would be.
Yeah, maybe like almost lion-sized.
Yeah, about that. Which I think makes him a little smaller than Fenris or Clifford.
Oh yeah, he's definitely smaller than them.
Bigger than pretty much anything else. But then again, like, no, they're in a different category for a reason, right? Like, they're...
Right. And actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the fact that he's just, like, slightly above average makes him a lot better at these more dexterous and agile courses than those two big boys are.
Yeah, true.
Because, Clifford can't do the obstacle course. He runs in a circle, and he's done it. Like, that cannot count.
Well, here's the thing. Clifford is gonna, like, screw up the first time because he has to learn his lesson. And then, like, he learns his lesson, and then he tries again, and he does well. But, like, you only get one shot at the Boo-kenuba at the dog show.
Yes.
Crap, that was the third time. Don't worry. He's not allowed to leave. Not under my watch. Thank you, Meg. You're welcome.
We should definitely do an episode named after that monster that we've invented.
I'm just adding to the canon. Like,
just an episode for no one.
All I do is add to the canon of this show and update the wiki, which does not exist.
So, eyes and ears, two separate categories.
Oh, shit. Cleaning up house. Serby.
Yeah, we haven't talked about... First of all, triple in quantity versus any other dogs. But eyes, in his appearance in some of these myths, are said to glow like like a forge.
Très magnifique, perfect boy.
Yeah, not only does he have a lot of eyes, he's got like the best of them.
Yeah, this might be
head.
The most eyes any dog had. Bitch. Yes.
But yeah, this might be the most eyes of any dog.
This is the most eyes I've ever seen on a dog.
Muzzle, length and shape.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. Honestly, I'm looking at that vase again, and solid muzz.
Whiskers, thickness.
Whisker thickness. Not to be confused.
I assume they go along with his size being very thick as he's large.
Well, they've got to have big whiskers so that they can sense more souls trying to escape the underworld.
Teeth. Bite, level, or scissors.
Whoa. Scissor teeth?
Yeah, I think he's got more bite than his bark.
He's also got 126 teeth. So again, in quantity.
Yeah, tail. How it arches and sets, how high or low. This is the highest possible tail of any dog.
Yeah, it rears up and bites you. I feel like, wait, is there another category that we have to make up for tail teeth?
That might get like bonus points in both categories.
Ooh, yes. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm picturing just like Price is Right sounds like as the number goes up.
Shoulders, bone and muscle.
Those shoulders are incredibly well developed. They got to hold up 3 times as much as a normal dog.
Absolutely. Legs, muscles, stance, and proportionality.
I feel like, okay, this might be, maybe the posture's not great, because, again, he is a little more top-heavy than a dog should be.
Sure, but I feel like he's good for his breed, if that makes sense. Like this is something that all multi-headed dogs have to deal with.
Yes, yeah, but then there's, like, hip dysplasia and stuff. You always get that with purebreds, although I don't think Cerberus is a purebred, because, again, his mom is a snake woman, and his dad is a snake man with wings.
No, correct. Finally, we have coat, texture and length.
Probably fine.
And color, acceptable breed colors.
Well, okay, for coat, texture, and everything, he does live in the underworld.
Yeah.
He's probably going to smell pretty bad.
Oh, man.
And, like, that can't have been good for his hair. You know how, like, you shouldn't shampoo every day?
Right.
I feel like Cerberus shampoos every day in the souls of the innocent.
And sulfur.
And sulfur,
So
yeah.
not a great look. Or smell, I should say.
Yeah, no.
But I feel like he's an acceptable color.
I mean, what's acceptable, you know? Like, I think it's Now, in some of these, it's like one of the heads is black and the other is red and the other is white.
Mm.
And on some of these, they're a more uniform color. And notably, none of them are... not many of them are spotted.
Which is ironic, given his name.
Yeah, his name is Spot, and yet most of these depictions don't seem to have spots on them. Now, I think that's going to cost him points.
I think he loses a couple in this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are a grand total of, I think, 15 earnable points going into this. So I think he's got at least 14 of those.
Sure, yeah.
Down pat. And Orthus, his brother, I think is going to lose out on all the categories that a lot of the ones that we mentioned, multiple features.
Yes,
like,
yeah.
Orthus does not have, Orthrus does not have better eyes, ears, head. Like, he's got it down. So, since those are parts of the categories, I would say that Cerberus is the winner dog.
Yeah.
Of those two.
I think so. Well, I mean, I feel bad for Orthrus because, like, you know, his job is just to guard, like, the cattle of Geryon, and that's a smaller job than.
I know Cerberus was our monster of this week, but I do think that Orthrus is the underdog in this story.
Yeah, I don't really think there's a
like Orthrus. His claim to fame is that he is killed in the joke Heracles story.
Aw.
Like the one where, like, you know, Heracles is like, oh, kill the Numidian lion, take Cerberus out of the underworld. Oh, hey, find my cows. Get the cows over here.
And then he has to kill a dog. This is very... I don't like that story.
Yeah, it's not very nice.
You know, I kind of pictured Cerberus competing against a bunch of regular dogs. Like, that was the picture in my head.
I would agree.
But also, like, some monster dogs. There's just, like, some really ballsy, normal dog owners who are like, my poopsie can beat Clifford in a fight, sure. Dog shows are like Pokemon battles, right?
Honestly, yes.
Ooh, is that a Boo-kenuba event?
Best in type.
Yes, best in type. I think Cerberus is still... It's either Fenris or Cerberus, I think, is going to be the best fighter dog.
Yeah, I think when it comes to performance and what you expect from them, I think Cerberus is gonna sweep the competition.
Unless the Kitsune uses, like, some Bugs Bunny tricks to win.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I think in dog battle... oh, shit. Oh, wait, that's dog fighting. Hold on. Oh, shit.
Yeah,
okay, we have a limited time.
Yeah, we cannot do no dog battles.
The event is canceled. We have to finish up these events before the police arrive.
Yes. So I from everything that we've discussed, I think that in a dog competition, Cerberus will easily win best in show.
Now there is one more thing that I know of,
mm-hmm.
and that is obedience. The obedience event. Adam, Is Cerberus a good boy?
He is insanely obedient.
Then he wins.
Yes. There you go. And he gets a ribbon with 3 different colors on it. I now know too much about dog shows, I have to say.
But
I did not learn nearly enough for this one, but there's it doesn't matter who's taking him to the show. I think he's obedient.
he gets along with Heracles pretty well.
Yeah, he does. And they sure they wrestle and they get into a kerfuffle, but he's pretty obedient.
Yeah.
Especially considering that he killed his brother 2 labors ago.
No, incorrect. You know why? I think Orthrus is. I think Orthrus also. He gets a silver ribbon for sure, and Boo-kenuba has its own rules, and I think all the dogs win. If I'm running a dog show,
it's more of
the problem with me running a dog show is then some of the dogs would have to lose, and I can't do that.
Yeah, that's unfortunately that's part of this kind of weird history of dog shows where it's it is totally competition based. But yeah, I think the modern day dog show, that's not a thing anymore. They're just all winners.
Okay, well that's good. I kind of want to hang out with the Chupacabra and his owner, who are doing they're doing the equivalent of smoking outside the gym instead of going to prom. They're just biting open a goat on outside of the Boo-kenuba dog dome.
Yeah, we did not go over any of the kind of qualifications to get into the dog show. I'm pretty sure Cerberus gets through all of these, but I think that the Chupacabra might run into trouble on. Be sure your canine is current on all vaccines.
No, absolutely not. The Chupacabra can't wear a mask, but not because he's an asshole or something, just because it's you can't bite through it.
Yeah, right. No, he doesn't wear a mask because he's I'm always eating goat.
Yeah. Which is a shame because he is an influencer, as we learned in our Chupacabra episode.
Yeah, he's one of the 12 influencers that are misinforming the world. It's terrible.
Fuck.
Yeah, so let's take the Cerberus to the final rating place.
Mm-hmm.
So, Cerberus, I think I assume you're going to give him a very high rating.
10 out of 10 out of 10. Because he is such a good boy.
Yeah, he's a pretty classic monster. I like the idea of a hellhound.
Mm-hmm.
He popularized that, and it's just a really good theming. I've liked them ever since, I saw Hound Doom back in the day.
Mm.
And just the idea of, it's the underworld, and they have their own breeds of some of the creatures and they're monstrous versions. They have multiple heads and snake body parts and stuff like that. I like that he is not defeated in his story. He is also he's captured and trained.
Yeah.
So it's fun, and he's the history of man and dog is very apparent in all old stories, including this one. I think it's very nice. So I'm going to give each head a 3 for a 9 out of 10.
That's good. It's a very good monster in terms of design, where it's just different enough from a real animal to be a monster without being too much,
Some of the monsters you mentioned, like the Chimera, start to get a little cuckoo.
A little squirrely.
Yeah, there's almost too many parts being involved here, but I think
The Chimera's just all right, I'm going to add a cuckoo head and a squirrel head.
Yeah, the Chimera is still trying to reinvent himself.
Mm.
But the Cerberus, he knows what he is, and he doubles down on that. He's an evolved form of a little dog.
Including Orthrus, who also wins.
Yes, right. All right, so thank you for joining us on another wonderful episode of Finding Monster Right. Join us next time when we, instead of talking about animals, we talk about monsters. Not just monsters, though. Alien monsters from under the earth.